Alright, so today we have my good friend here, Matt Wilcox, and we're going to talk to him about life as a Native American here in Stephenville, Texas. So Matt, can you tell me about some of your family?
Yeah, my grandmother on my mom's side used to live on a little reservation up in upstate New York. And I guess from there, we just they were tired of living up there in New York, so they wanted to move down here for some reason.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I hear you. So first question or second question I want to ask you, I guess, is what do you feel about the term like Indian?
I'm not a big fan of the term Indian. I think it's really misrepresented in the case that Christopher Columbus mistakenly took America as India when he first came over here, and so most people think of the southeastern Asian country.
I understand.
So I much rather coin the term Native American than Indian any day of the week, because it was just his mistake. So you got two different cultures, two totally different cultures being called the same thing. It's very disrespectful to not know the certain culture you're talking about. So I definitely prefer the term Native American over Indian every day of the week.
I understand. That's understandable. Do you feel very oppressed by society?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
You mind elaborating on that a little bit?
Yeah, well, a lot of people don't really care enough to know, about our culture and whatnot. But I mean, I guess that's the worst part. I guess it ain't too bad, because I don't really get discriminated against or nothing like that necessarily. Like nobody goes calling me, Indian or Redskin, which is good. Don't have a whole lot of derogatory terms thrown my way. But I do feel like people around here really don't display enough respect about my culture. I kind of hit on that a little bit. As I think they should. Because a lot of big problem in America was, or before the Native Americans, was the white man really came and really went savage through our own peaceful tribes and whatnot all throughout America. But other than that, really don't have a whole lot of problem against it. I just feel like some people kind of mock me a little bit when they find out that I am, part Native American. I really couldn't tell you why. Then with my friends, I feel like they really are a little bit slightly uncomfortable with my rituals and such, being different than most people that grow up around these parts and whatnot.
Yeah, I understand. So also, how do you, so did you read those books I sent you? Right here?
Yeah, that's this right here.
I said, how do you feel about some of the books and stuff? Because you read those books I told you to read, right?
Yes, sir, I did read through, skim through a few of them, yes, sir.
Okay. So you tell me how you feel about some of those books I told you to read, and, or the stuff I read for this assignment, and the authors that wrote and stuff.
There's not really a whole lot I can say about the authors. Because I didn't really follow the authors, so a whole lot. But just reading the books, I can't say I didn't really find that one guy at the Reservation Blues book.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Sherman Alexie?
Yeah, that Alexie guy.
Yeah.
He actually contributed a lot more to the Native community, and I found that pretty cool. He did a really good job with the stories. He was always very accurate, in how he portrayed the life of a Native American, which I even assessed with my grandma, and she was like, yeah, it's about kind of how it was back in the day. Also, what I like about Reservation Blues, his stories really line up with the stories that my grandmother told me, how they just said, up there in Franklin County where she grew up. The hub horses that the government did provide were completely trash. And there were a lot of roamers and drunks and whatnot with stuff like that too. And what I can say is, from my family moving down here, there was some of that drunkenness definitely did pass down, because it's sure is nothing that my cousins and uncles and whatnot sure did get that gene pretty well.
Yeah. She tell you stories about them or whatnot?
Well, she did talk about the tribal police and whatnot. That was one big reason that they moved down to Texas, was she maybe just not down to Texas, but out of Franklin County in general, the reservation. The tribal police are very corrupt and whatnot, because I guess the laws are a little bit different, between the citizens of the United States and people that live on a reservation. So there's a lot of crime going on outside, the reservation that would come into the reservation, and my grandma just didn't want my mom and all them being around criminals that just weren't getting prosecuted. And there's nothing that the tribal police can do about it versus the federal police. Stuff wasn't really lining up too well.
I understand. All right, so Matt, what did you think about their book?
It was actually pretty neat. I like that Tommy Orange fella. I wish he would have published a few more books, because definitely what he had to write was really interesting. I'd like to see a few more perspectives on what he had about the whole situation.
So, you didn't actually read the book, did you?
No, I didn't.
That's all right.
I did read the book that you showed me.
The family book thing?
Yeah.
The first book of Indians? Yes.
Yes, yeah. Not a whole lot of it because of finals and stuff like that. Just had a lot going on, trying to work and school and whatnot. But I did think it was pretty cool, especially how your Papa Jim took it upon himself to show you knowledge on the Native Americans, all the culture like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's still pretty cool that your uncle still reads it to all your cousins and whatnot. And your parents still read it to you. Even though it's a small part of your family's ancestry and whatnot, would you say that's like 2
Oh, it was
generations?
like my third great grandmother or whatever.
Okay, somewhere in
Something
two.
like that.
I guess I just heard it wrong, but it's still part of your family's ancestry, which is pretty cool. That's very important. I think that way you can still pass down the knowledge of my grandma's culture and how she grew up and to everybody out there and whatnot.
Yeah.
I definitely hope that my grandkids and my grandkids will do something like that to remember everybody, from the Native American culture. 'Cause I know my mom and grandparents' culture.
Very good.
So, but yeah, I thought that was a real good book.
All my fish on this sticker thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I like how the author got real creative and uses stories and stuff like that to teach people about certain tribes' cultures to definitely make it more interesting.
Yeah, that's good. And so, did people ever say anything to you about your I meant to ask this question earlier. I apologize. But so, did people ever say anything to you about how you kind of don't? I mean, you do look Native American, but I mean, I guess you'll walk around like a feather in your hat and stuff.
Yeah, they obviously do. Most people don't really believe me when I say that I'm definitely a big piece of Native American.
Right. There's a lot of people are like 1/16 and stuff like that aren't like really. You know what I mean? They say they have Native American in, that's true, but they're not like full. I mean, they don't have as much as you,
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really affect me too much. I really can't blame them. I mean, my dad's white, so I mean, I definitely see where I get most of the dominance from. But well, I mean, it's still a big part of my family. Even he was very willing to accept, my mom's culture from obviously her parents, and I think he's just more interested in it more than anything else.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Well, so we're going to show some clips so Matt is having a coming of age ritual, but it is very sacred to their tribe and whatnot, and so he's not actually allowing any of us to obtain it or go see it and anything. Not anything offense to us, of course. I'm hoping not, just because it's a sacred ritual. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
No, I'm just joking. Anyways, but yeah, no, so he's not going to do that. So we are going to show you. He did give me a little walkthrough what they'll do and stuff. The main guy who mixes the chief, is that what we call him?
Yeah,
the chief.
Yeah.
The chief of the tribe. So he's the one that comes down from New York and stuff.
Well, sadly no, but it will be my grandpa in his place because he's the next, I guess, heir for my grandma. Not the heir, but
the oldest male in the family. So.
Yeah, that's correct.
So, is that your?
Yes, my grandma's husband.
Yeah. Jacob Nighthorse.
Yeah, old Jacob Nighthorse.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to show you a couple clips from that, and then that's going to be in the video. So, thank you. Thank you, Matt.
Yep. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so we got here. This bowl was actually made by my grandmother on my mom's side of the family. And what we've got in it is some red dye that we actually got extracted from an agarita berry, which are just red berries, grow wild everywhere around. That's one thing we like, is everything is foraged from, or that we get
is mostly natural stuff, like the Bowles clay from the Agarita berries. And we actually got some nuts here, or beans, that we got from a legume from a mesquite bean tree. So what we're gonna do, gonna mix these up. That way, for my ceremony tonight, I can have the correct paint. To keep the tradition alive. Alright, what I'm doing here is I'm finishing up our tribe emblem, as a lot of people like to call it. That way for tonight, I'm showing that I am coming of age into my own tribe. Alright, where we're running up to right now is where we're going to start the ceremony. And when I walk up to here on Bourbon, I'll just be a boy. Whenever the night's over and I ride off,